it's Maya, welcome back to Resident Drinker. Today I've got 3 supermarket gins that I'm going to taste test. So I've got one from Aldi, one from Sainsburys, one from Marks and Spencer's. They're all London Dry gins, they're all 37.5%. I will tell you what each one sort of says about itself on the labels. But first off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try them without tonic, and then I'll try them with tonic. And the tonic I'm going to use today is the Fever Tree Indian tonic. You can watch my last video where I taste tested tonics. Fever Tree was included in that. Also, I tasted the Sainsburys tonic and Schweppes. So please check that out, and my other video, 5 things you need to know about gin. I'll also link that below. Well, let me tell you first of all what the Aldi gin says. It's a special dry London with 100% grain spirit. So as I said, my other video sort of discusses what a London Dry gin is, and the link to that is below. So this one doesn't really say much more than that. It just says delicately infused with traditionally distilled classic zesty dry gin. And rich, crisp and complex. And that's it. Approved by, and I can't actually read the signature. Okay, so let's give this one a whirl. Oh, it's got lovely aroma. Okay. So let's start off by nosing it. Yeah, it's got quite citrus notes in there, quite strong actually. Right. Again, the citrus really comes through on it. I would have to say that really is the strongest note on this one, is the citrus. So put that one aside. Right, let's move on to our Sainsburys London Dry. So this one says London Dry gin distilled from British grain. So it's got black pepper, juniper, orange fruits and berries and spices. It doesn't really go into any specific spices that are in here. And this is all just, it says 5 botanicals on the front, but I'll put close-up pictures of the bottles and everything, so you can have a look at that. So let's try this one. Right. Oh, it's got a much more complicated aroma than the Aldi one. The Aldi one is very sort of alcoholic, very grain spirit actually. This one's much more subtle, but it still has quite a more complex aroma. And that one is a lot smoother. Feels a little bit sweeter actually, I would say. Okay, let's not waste our gin, leaving the caps off with evaporation. Right, so finally we've got Marks and Spencer. So this one's pretty straightforward. It just says London Dry Gin created by master distillers. It actually lists the ingredients on here. So it's got angelica, cassia, coriander seeds, juniper berries, lemon peel, dried licorice and orris root. So they've told us all the botanicals that are in there. Right, let's have a go at this one. Okay. This smells very similar to the Sainsburys one actually. Oh, that's got tons of flavour actually. Wow, that has got quite a lot of flavour in it in comparison to all 3. And it's got a lovely dry finish as well actually. Right, so on a tonic-free taste, I would probably say that the Marks and Spencer's is coming out head and shoulders really, in comparison to the Sainsburys and the Aldi one. They're quite similar actually. The Aldi one, it just tastes very alcoholic. There isn't much of the juniper in there, whereas I am getting a lot of juniper in the Marks and Spencer's one and the Sainsburys. Okay, let's try them with some tonic now. So as I said, I'm using the Fever Tree Premium Indian Tonic Water. Right, I'm not going to add any ice and I'm not going to add any lemon, just to sort of give them all a fair shot at it. The aroma is completely absent when the tonic water goes in, to be honest. All I'm smelling is the Fever Tree tonic. And again, actually there's a lot more sweetness now with the tonic water. And as I said, I've got a video about the tonic water that you can have a look at. And this tonic water was actually one of the driest. So I would have to say that definitely the sweetness is coming out when the tonic is added. Right, let's try it with our Sainsburys. That's quite nice. Again, actually the aroma is quite subtle now with the tonic in it. Give it another taste just to be sure. Yeah, it's definitely not as sweet as the Aldi one, I would say. Right, so let's try a final one, which is the Marks and Spencer's. And obviously this is not a scientific test. This is completely my preferences and what I think. But it's always good, I think, just to know how do they all sort of stack up. Because in reality, we do tend to do most of our sort of alcohol shopping in the supermarket, just to sort of see how they all stack up. Right, no more talking. Let me try the M&S. Again, the aroma is actually very non-existent almost. It's quite subtle. I mean, you'd really have to stick your nose in there to smell anything. But the flavour comes through. That one definitely has a lot more flavour than the Aldi one. I mean, in terms of repurchasing, I probably would buy the Marks and Spencer's and the Sainsburys without thinking. The Aldi, I don't think I would buy again. I think for me, you know, key to having a gin and tonic is knowing that you're drinking gin. I just find that when you've added the tonic, it could almost be vodka. So unfortunately for Aldi, I'm not going to repurchase that one. But the other two, yeah, I think are really good buys, and I would certainly have them. And I hope that you will come back again and join me, as I will be talking about gin again. Might have a little break between now and the next gin segment, but for that I will be looking at small batch production gin and gins from little distilleries across the UK. So really hope that you will join me for that. So please subscribe, leave me comments. You can follow me on Twitter, tag me on Instagram @residentdrinker. So I look forward to seeing you again soon. Cheers.